The helpful content update killed my blog. It wasn't that much fun to write it. I'm having so much more fun with the YouTube.
Your blog died, and so you thought, oh, I'll just make YouTube videos. But did you have any hangups about, like, oh,
Yes.
I'm not going to talk to the camera? That sounds weird.
I just followed your thing and I just did it anyway.
What you're about to hear is a very interesting conversation with Andrea, one of my clients inside of Video Brand Academy. And the reason why I find this so interesting is because Andrea has a home decor channel, but she has more than just a YouTube channel. She's utilizing another social media platform in a very, very surprising way. And so I want you to hear about this because I think it's really easy to put each social media platform kind of into a box and do what all the gurus say to do and like make sure everything is just so. She's doing something very different with YouTube and with TikTok. So this is my conversation with Andrea. Let's get into it. Hey, Andrea, thank you for coming on to the Video Brand Infusion podcast. I'm excited to chat with you because you've been a member of Video Brand Academy for a while and you have an interesting niche, but you're doing long form and short form content on other platforms than just YouTube. So I want to pick your brain to kind of see how you approach content creation for your niche and what's working for you right now on YouTube. So why don't we start with, why did you even start YouTube? How long has it been? What made you think to even do YouTube?
Well, my blog died. I mean, so like the helpful content update killed my blog. And it was good. It wasn't a bad thing, actually. But then I was like, well, what am I going to do next? I did a couple of videos, like my YouTube channel, it's years old, but I hardly posted anything on it. And so I thought I'm just going to really try to hit that hard because I thought it would be more Google search proof, even though it's Google search traffic still. But at least I felt like it was a way to compete with people who were just, anybody can write something. And now, especially, people can generate 100 articles in a day. And how are you going to keep up with that? And so I decided that I would try to figure out YouTube and really master it, which is when I found I think it was a 90-day challenge, but I think when I did it was 30 days.
So your blog and your YouTube channel is like, did you switch niches or was it all the same niche?
My blog was really focused around keyword posts. Like my biggest post was an article about how high to put your bathroom mirror. So it was really specific search terms with a lot of images. And so then what I did was decide, okay, first of all, that really isn't that fun to write about. So then I started to reevaluate, like, what do I really want to talk about? And so I'm horrible at DIY, so I don't want to do that. And I had a big group of fellow bloggers and we all would talk, and I'm not good at that. So I decided to go back to school, basically, and that helped me kind of pivot a little bit. And so I went and took a design class where you had to like turn in homework and get your projects graded. It was New York School of Design, but you could do it all virtually. So I did that. And then that sort of helped me pivot to talking about interior design, which is what I really like talking about, but I couldn't figure out how to do it necessarily in a blog post. So it was much easier to talk about it in video.
Okay. So when you approached YouTube, like your topics for YouTube, were those keyword topics like they were for the blog, or was it a totally different approach?
Yes, they're keyworded, but like, for example, I do a lot of posts about IKEA because people search for IKEA. So I do things where like I go and I look at, here's my top 5 couches at IKEA, and I do video inside IKEA and talk about what I like about the different things, which ones are junk. I did the same thing for dining chairs at IKEA. So I've done a lot of IKEA videos, and those always get big views. But I'll also do, like, there's a lot of search terms around Ralph Lauren home decor. So I did a video about that. They are keyworded, but some of them are not. It just depends. I've really tried to not do the same thing over and over again, even though, except for IKEA, I've done that one multiple times.
So do you go to IKEA and record in IKEA?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, do you talk to the camera in IKEA, or do you just record like
I voice
B-roll?
over. I just do a lot of B-roll. And I
Gotcha.
do a
Okay.
voiceover when I get back because that's too embarrassing. I'm not doing that.
I know. I've never been a public, like, talk to the camera person. I just can't do it. I would
No.
much
And
rather record B-roll, do a voiceover later. And I think then the video comes out better because you're not like, I would just be rambling if I was talking to the camera
yeah,
as I'm
because you don't have
walking.
any kind of script or anything.
Right.
I mean, it is time consuming to do that, but I did the same thing I did a big video on recliners because a lot of people that have been contacting me, their husbands really want a recliner. So I did like a big review of nice looking recliners, and the same thing there. I just went to like Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel and West Elm, and I sat in all the recliners and I filmed B-roll. A lot of people, I think, find me through that video.
So when you had your blog, what was your intention with the blog, and has it changed with YouTube in terms of why you grow an audience, and like how does it generate revenue? Is it different from the blog to YouTube? How does that side of it work for you?
I think the blog pretty much ended. So I barely post. When I first started, I tried to post the transcripts as an article, but the blog earns revenue through ads. I'm on Mediavine and through affiliate income because I have, product links. But it wasn't that much fun to write it. I'm having so much more fun with the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the main reason is it just took me a while to figure out what I liked doing. And it wasn't writing these articles. I'm not a writer. So really what I liked doing was working with the people one-on-one when I finally figured that out through YouTube.
How does that work? How do people find your videos? They approach you to work one-on-one, or how do you get those clients through YouTube?
They find my videos, and I haven't followed your exact funnel, but I usually in most of my videos mention that I'm a virtual designer, and I'll just casually slip in there that when I work with clients, and I always have a link to my product in the video. And so they'll watch a video and they'll get on my mailing list because I do have a freebie, which is a floor planning, like a furniture template. So I guess they get on my mailing list. I don't know whether they're coming to my product from that or directly from a video because it's linked in all the videos.
Do you get a lot of people that download your freebie?
I guess that's my only way to get on my mailing list. And the only people I'm getting on my mailing list at this point are from YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. So people are finding you on YouTube, searching for things like good looking recliners for my living room and things like that. And they may or may not be on your mailing list, but they know you work with people one-on-one. Is it like you're virtually helping people design rooms in their home?
Well, yes. And I've come up with lots of different products. And I also put my email in the YouTube, and people will email me a question like, how big of a rug should I get for this room? And here, and so sometimes I'll say, send me an email with the dimensions. And then it morphs into, they'll say, hey, do you work with people? Or, and they'll ask me back and forth through email and we'll set something up. But I've also come up with a giant amount of products. Like someone will say, I need someone to review my floor plan. Do you do that? And I say, yes, I do. And then I'll just make a product and I do it.
Yeah.
What's the harm? I mean, the worst they can say is that sucked, in which case I give them their money back. And so
Right.
I haven't had anybody do that, but it's been more fun for me to go, I think I could do that. I'm going to put that out there. Probably my most popular product is just a 1 hour call where somebody will, in advance, they'll send me the dimensions of their room. And then on the phone, I have a floor planning software and we'll do a Zoom call and I'll play with their furniture in the floor plan.
That sounds like so much fun.
It
I
is.
feel like I could book up your whole calendar just with me, like wanting to brainstorm floor plans. So how do you come up with what topics to create on your YouTube channel? And the reason I'm asking is because you're just shy of 8,000 subscribers and you've been doing this for a while. Some of your videos have lots of views, 40,000 views on Get the Ralph Lauren Look Without the $1 Million Home. Love that.
Yeah.
I can see why that would have so many views because that's like a juicy title. That's a juicy hook right there. So how do you come up with ideas? How do you even know what to post on your channel?
Well, I did use the spider web technique when I started. So, I mean, I don't like to plan too far out because I feel like that stifles my creativity. So, I like to just think, what do I feel like talking about this week? Then I'll make a video about that. And, it's either product focus, like I just did one on rugs because I've done a lot of things about how to buy rugs, how to figure out what size rug. I do a lot of videos about lighting because, so there's the big lighting, I can do furniture reviews, I can talk about difficult floor plans. So I just sort of rotate around to whatever I'm interested in that day. And I just did that Google thing after our call, which never would have thought that would be any good, or the YouTube AI, and I asked it to look at my channel, and it gave me some good ideas.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do this right now while we're talking. So, the other day inside Video Brand Academy, we had a meetup and somebody recommended inside your YouTube studio to go to the AI chatbot in the back end of your YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
if I say suggest new video ideas or yeah,
it
let's
didn't give
try.
me a ton either. It gave me 3 that I said, I generally like to talk about these things. Can you take a look at my channel and suggest some topics that would be good? And they're
Yeah.
not all great, but the other thing I did was my husband is also a blogger, and he did this giant AI query looking at Reddit comments.
Ooh.
So I did that for my niche and came up with some video post ideas, like one
Yeah.
about how do you arrange furniture in an open concept. That was something that a lot of people were talking about on Reddit. So I did a
Okay.
video on that.
Okay. I got a really good topic for this that Ask Studio just gave me. The zero B-roll strategy, how to make engaging videos fast for lazy entrepreneurs. It's a long title,
Yeah.
but that's kind of juicy. I kind of like that. So, it's interesting. YouTube has had so many different new features, feature updates, things have changed kind of like on the back end for us creating videos. Do you look at your analytics aside from playing with the AI tools that they have recently released? What do you look at in the back end of your channel to kind of help you sort of steer what you're doing?
I used to really obsessively look at analytics when I was first starting, but then I decided that was really sucking away too much of my time. So I don't look at it that much. I look at views and, I respond to comments, but I don't have a long view duration because after working with you, I definitely started trying to make my videos longer because I was trying to make them more choppy and quick. And I have tried to increase the length because I do look at, like my average view duration's got to be under 3 minutes, which is, I feel like, short. So I look at that. Although, I've been trying to make videos that are more like 8 to 10 minutes instead of 5, which was more of what I was making.
So
Yeah.
what do you do to make your videos longer? I think you shared something about taking your shorter videos and using AI to sort of like add more details to make that video topic longer.
I do ask AI to give me some additional things to discuss if I've got an outline of a video that I want to make, and I ask it, what other questions could I address? And I try to film something like that at the end.
Yeah. Since we are talking about video length, I know that you do create short form content. You're kind of popular on TikTok. What goes through your mind? How do you decide this is going to be a YouTube video versus this is going to be a short form video? And are you just doing short form on TikTok or do you do it on
Well,
everything?
no, I only do it on TikTok because Instagram doesn't do well for me. And I don't make videos for YouTube or TikTok. I use the same video. So my videos on TikTok are like all 5 minutes or around that length.
Okay.
They're not short. And basically, I film my videos for YouTube and then I just edit them a little tighter for TikTok. And I usually put like my B roll either on the top or the bottom and my face on the other half.
Okay. So really, you're not creating short form content really for TikTok.
No.
you're creating the same video, but like visually editing it so that it kind of fits the screen better, but not editing it down into like a little clip or snippet.
If it's like this latest one that I just did, which was 3 different floor plans, like I'll do a long YouTube video talking about 3 different open concepts and how we arrange the furniture. And then sometimes I'll make a part 2 and a part 3 on TikTok, but those don't ever do very well. So I find sometimes if I just cut out a little bit of the fluff that I leave in on YouTube, because I try to aim for TikTok videos to be around 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of times I don't edit that much of anything. I just rearrange it. So it doesn't take me that long.
Okay, so how does that work on TikTok? Because your TikTok videos do well, right? Do all of them do well, or is it just kind of sporadic? So it's a little bit like YouTube.
And you know what? It is like YouTube because I feel like you can see, likes and comments, and people are liking and commenting on really old videos. So it's not that it's just showing them. Either they're going to my profile and they're clicking through maybe, or it's resurfacing for people old videos. I don't know how it's working.
Gotcha. Okay, this is fascinating because it blows my mind that, you're creating long form videos for TikTok, but they're long form videos. So do people like that? Do you feel like people watch the whole video on TikTok?
I'm sure there's a way to tell, but I'm not looking at their analytics, so I don't know. I feel like people do watch it. I mean, I feel like I'm really bad about asking people how they found me, but I know that people have hired me through TikTok because I've met some of them in person and they tell me that they found me on TikTok. I don't think it's probably has the legs that YouTube has for the long term, but I think it has some potential depending on I'm not trying to sell any products except for, in fact, I usually clip off the part in my video where I say, if you want to work with me, blah, 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 blah. I don't say that.
Oh, so you have that on YouTube, but not on TikTok.
I did put it on this latest one and they flagged it as, are you trying to sell something? And I said no, and they let it go through. So I don't usually say that.
It's kind of like, yeah, this is marketing on social media, TikTok, get with the program.
Well, I don't know if it's because I don't have a commercial account or whatever.
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, so I don't usually mention it on there. And I feel like long-term YouTube is going to be where it's at and not TikTok, especially because they keep saying they're going to get rid of it.
Right, I know. It's like, is it going or is it staying?
But the shorts on YouTube do not work for me at all.
Okay. And so, but the shorts on YouTube have to be under 3 minutes, so they would have to be clipped down.
Yeah, I think really it has to be a lot shorter. I watch a lot of long videos on TikTok, so that's the only reason why I know they are out there.
They are out there. There's viewers out there for them. Wow, that is so incredible. You said your blog died and so you thought, I'll just make YouTube videos, but did you have any hang-ups about like, yes, I'm not going to talk to the camera, that sounds weird, or was it easy and natural for you?
It's not easy and natural, but I just followed your thing and I just did it anyway, and I was like I'm just going to post this because they're going to suck, but nobody's going to see them anyway. I mean, I see a lot of these people who put all this pressure on themselves to do those first few videos, and I thought, who cares? No one is going to see it. Nobody. Too much analysis paralysis. You just make it and keep going. And
has it gotten easier over time? Like, what has made it easier for you?
Repetition, for sure. I mean, definitely making more videos makes you better at making videos.
Right. And do you script your videos when you...
No, I think I cannot stand that. I do bullet them. Okay. And you did a lesson on that, which I thought was super helpful. Like, I definitely script the hook. Yeah. That's the only thing I script. And then I just use bullets. So
you know what you're going to say. Like, like a roundabout what you need to cover, but you're not reading word for word.
Right. And sometimes I do, like, I'll cut and I'll look over to my computer. What's the next bullet? Yeah. But sometimes I don't even cut. I just edit that out.
Yeah. And so what are you using to edit?
I use Final Cut, and I have used Descript before. I use Descript sometimes to edit out the spaces, and then I'll move it into Final Cut because I find it's way easier to add the B-roll. And I have a lot of B-roll because nobody wants to look at my face when I'm talking about interior design. I've had people comment like, there's too much of your face,
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. How do you handle negative comments like that? Or would you even see that as a negative comment? Like, how do you handle that kind of thing on YouTube or on TikTok?
I usually comment back. I don't hide it because it's engagement. So whatever. Generally, I get positive comments, but somebody will be like, you need to fix your hair or your hair's distracting or something like that. And I'm just like, well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks for the
Who,
feedback.
who cares what they say? The fact that they're commenting is better for me.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what are you excited about for the next year on YouTube? Or do you have any big plans or like what are you thinking ahead for the future?
I don't have big plans. I just want to consistently post. And because I didn't post at all in December. So my big plans are all around. I think I'm going to do a big series on different designers.
Oh, that's a good idea. I feel like that's good search terms, good keywords there, but also just really interesting for just like the general audience on your channel.
Yeah. So
Okay, interesting.
just consistent posting. And I got
Yeah.
to figure out a new place to post because I moved my office home. And then I was like, ooh, there's too many people here. I can't do it.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I try to work on my laptop on the couch and like yesterday and my daughter comes down and she's like, "We're out of mayonnaise."
oh,
I'm like, "Okay, thanks."
I'll get right on that.
Add it to the grocery list, and it's like I'm working here. So I can understand the whole like being home and there's too many people and it's like you're right there waiting for the distractions to happen.
Or the laundry or the grocery, there's a lot of
Yeah.
distractions.
Yeah. So you said you just moved your stuff, your office and where you do your work. So what's your setup like for cameras, lights, editing and all of that?
I don't have a fixed setup. So I have one of those lights with the shadow box, and sometimes I use it, but sometimes I don't. Like if I film in my kitchen, there's a lot of natural light, so I don't use anything. I just put my phone on a tripod and put my mic on. I'm not even sure if my mic works. I feel like it doesn't. But the volume is always so low, so I feel like there's no way it could be working. It's a
Oh,
lapel
interesting.
mic. So
Interesting.
I don't have an elaborate setup. And I try to film in different places in my house, but my house is old and dark, but people like to see your house.
Yeah. I guess if you are in the interior design niche,
But
it
it's
makes
really
sense.
hard
Yeah.
because my family is so messy. So it takes a
Yeah.
lot of time just to clean it up.
Yeah. I hear you there. Anything else that I didn't ask you about that you want to share that you think would be helpful for my viewers and listeners?
I think being part of the community is big. I always get away from those calls with something that's actionable to do, like the little YouTube. That gave me a great idea for a video. So I think having a group, I had a blog mastermind, and it was really helpful to have other people doing the same thing. So for me, VBA, I'm kind of using it like that because people are in there making content. You can hear what their ideas are and what problems are having and how they're fixing it. So for me, that's a big plus.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Where can people find you? Because I love your content. I don't ever do much interior design, but I like looking at other people talking about it. So where do people find you? I will put a link to your channel, but you tell me where's the best place to connect with you.
YouTube Design Morsels.
I don't know about you, but I didn't know that you could put long form videos on TikTok. I was very surprised to learn that, and it almost made me want to put time and energy into TikTok. I probably won't do that because most of my videos are just kind of talking head like this. They're not as visually interesting as home decor. But I hope you enjoyed this episode with Andrea. She is one of my clients inside of Video Brand Academy. VBA is where I source my podcast interviews from because I think if I'm inspired by what my clients and students are doing, you will probably be inspired by what they're doing as well. So if you want to be the newest student of Video Brand Academy and maybe become the next guest on the Video Brand Infusion podcast, I put a link to VBA down in the description below this video, and maybe I'll see you on the inside.